I'll tell you another one of a kind that's not repeated. And unfortunately, it was, now you want to Google a story, the Lobster Man.
Oh, the promoter from Maine? Who used to hang out with Bob Evans?
No.
Okay. Because that's a real guy too.
Okay, now there was a Lobster Man, and I went, so I saw him at the Meadowlands Fair.
Oh, wow.
Like 25 years ago. And then I went back, just like before I moved out here, and maybe 30 years ago. But I saw the Lobster Man, and I saw him a couple of years in a row. And so they had the big placards with, the classic, and AJ and I we finished up, much to our sadness, that it ended because it was so good, that Boardwalk Empire.
Mm-hmm.
And in Boardwalk Empire, which is the 20s and 30s, and it has some flashbacks to like turn of the century, they have those old carnival banners that still are used today.
Yeah, those were the hand-painted ones, right? Okay.
Right. And the Lobster Man, and if this year's, we're going to have to, you and I, I'm going to have to drag you.
Yeah. Oh, you don't have to drag. I'm a willing participant.
Yeah. But anyway, the Lobster Man, back in the day, they had the giant banners, and of course they portray this man, and in the drawings, not photos,
right? In
the big drawings, they have like, as if they're like actual lobster claws, So,
oh my goodness!
Naturally, I had to go see him. I mean, it was only like $1.
I was gonna say how much? Yeah. Oh, that's a party.
But he was no dummy.
They do photos? Polaroid? Okay, all right. I'm skipping ahead.
They wait to get 50. This is the Meadowlands Fair.
Yeah.
Right in the parking lot.
Oh,
right
wow.
outside Giant Stadium.
No way.
Yeah, it's huge. And so they get like 50, 100 people, and there's a little rinky-dink curtain that spreads open, or else it's like crank. They turn a crank, and when it's lifted, I'm like, of course, I'm right up front. I'm like, there he is, and the guy, I don't know what his name is, but we'll get. He as the thing cranked up, the guy's sitting on a pillow, and he's smoking. Smoking a cigarette, and it comes up, and when it's raised, being a carnival fan, I knew to clap, which caused otherwise there would have been dead silence.
Oh, good for you.
So when I clapped, the other people laughed. And in between, I could see he's like smoking like a Camel or a Pall Mall, like the no filter.
Wow.
Heavy. And so when the applause came, he sort of nodded. Thank you. He said, I am the lobby. And he had an ashtray.
You're making the Live Long and Prosper Vulcan sign right now.
Right, double style.
Double style, okay.
And he says, I am the Lobster Man. I am the only man in the world with authentic lobster hands and feet.
Huh.
And he says, I have 4 children, 3. He said, I have 4 children, 1 with regular old hands and feet, and 3 blessed with the authentic lobster hands and feet.
Oh, man.
For a mere 50 cents, or maybe it was $1, I will sign a picture. Step up, don't rush. And that was it. Well, he wound up, either he was murdered by one of his sons, one of the lobster kids.
Didn't see this coming.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was murdered. If I would have done my homework better,
I think this was unanticipated.
I would have had his name, but that happened.
Wow.
And I'm sure our good friend Gary Juster, through knowing Chris Christ and Ward Hall, might have came across the Lobster Man.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, what an attraction.
Yeah, you know, there's a real great podcast I listened to called New Jersey is the World, where they talk about weird stuff that's happened in New Jersey. They talk a lot about carnival attractions on that. So if you want more Lobster Man style talk, go over to our friend Chris Gethart's podcast, who had a show on True TV. He's been a big part of everything.
Is that anything associated? There's a weird...
Yes, he was the editor of that for about 10, 15 years.
Because he used to work for Mike G.
No way!
Yes.
Okay, Chris is a big TV star now.
On the Aquarium.
Whoa!
You know, Mike's had a lot of guys that
Wow,
were
okay.
Aquarian staff members.
Yeah.
One of them's Paul Gargano.
Yeah.
Who went on to do a bunch of rock and roll stuff on the West Coast, and the weird New Jersey guy did weird Pennsylvania, weird this, weird that.
Yeah, Chris Gethard. Yeah, so he hopped on shortly after that started, and that's really where he got his calling card. He did public access TV, and then he became a quote unquote real TV star. And Colt has introduced me to him through the internet. I'm working on a lead for him. I got a story about Six Flags Great Adventure and what they used to do with the llamas after they had them in the safari that would blow your mind, but I don't want to say it now.
Oh, no!
Because I want to make sure the research...
Six Flags isn't going to do anything bad to the
No,
llamas.
but I kind of promised Chris I'd research it.
Okay.
So I kind of... Because I had a great anonymous tip that I found out I verified part of it. So there was an ECW wrestler that used to rescue the animals that got too old for the Six Flags Safari.
Okay.
So, and he had a farm right off of Jackson there. So that's a nice teaser. Hopefully we'll be able to pull that through. I don't want to give any misinformation, but...
Well, it's a big weekend coming up for ROH. Well, when this podcast drops on Friday, as the kids say, at 10 a.m., and I know people are thousands and thousands of listeners are immediately going to it. If you're listening to this, there's still time to get down to the 2300. I still like to call it the ECW Arena on the corner of, Swanson and Ritter?
Swanson Ritter, yeah.